Hello, and welcome to the Craft and Hobby Bookshop. We specialize, as you might guess, in craft and hobby books. How can I help you today? You're looking to purchase a few books? Well, you've certainly come to the right place, obviously. What are some of your particular interests? We cater to all makers here. We don't actually carry books other than craft and hobby books. A lot of the bookstores only have like small sections of craft and hobby books, and they sometimes have a hard time fitting in all the many various crafts and hobbies that people are interested in. So we saw that there was a need, and we opened up this little bookshop to cater to people who like to make things with their own two hands. So every book we sell in this shop is some sort of maker's manual, if you will. We carry books on a variety of things, country crafts, cooking, wreath making, woodworking, cosplay, gardening. What kind of things do you think you'd be into? Anything kind of along the crafty and cosplay arenas? Okay, when you say crafty, do you think like kind of country crafts, those kinds of things? Okay, then in that case, I have one that immediately comes to mind. This is Country. This is a nice book for a little light reading on a weekend. There's hundreds of projects in this book. You think that's a little thick for you? Okay. Yeah, I guess everyone has slightly different definitions of light reading. I like to read this on a weekend, but I think we have something a little smaller, maybe a little more your style, okay? This one is the Treasury of Country Crafts. It's not quite as thick as you can see, and it's got some beautiful projects in it. There's a bunch of different fun ones. They all have kind of a country theme, so there's a lot of quilty things, dried flowers on hats, things like that. It really is a lovely book. There are quite a few projects in here, so if you wanted to do like a project every weekend or so, this would certainly keep you going most of the year. And all of the projects are fairly simple. Some of them take a slightly, like artistic eye when it comes to arranging things like that, but there's nothing too crazy. It's all basic sewing in any of the sewing projects, and if you don't like sewing, there are many projects in this book that don't require any sewing. So you think you'd like to take that one? Okay, we'll just stick that one over here in this pile. Now, you also said you were into cosplay. So for cosplaying, this one we just got in. It's actually not available yet. It will be available on Wednesday, but we have a few advanced copies that are on pre-sale. However, this is one of the author's favorite bookstores, so we were given a few advanced copies a couple weeks ago, so we are able to sell it to you today if you would like a copy. And this book is all about how to create costumes on a low budget, so it's really great if you don't want to spend a lot of money on the costumes that you're making. All the costumes in the book are around $40 to make. I think one of them is like $45, and then one of them is as low as $25, just with the various tips and tricks that go into keeping costumes low cost. One of the handy features about this book is that all the costume tutorials within the book come with video tutorials. This is the Witcher costume. You can see that there in the pictures. There's pictures of all the costumes, and they come with their video tutorials so that if you're someone who's more visual and you prefer to watch tutorials rather than read them, you can watch the tutorial as well. I do recommend reading them as well because there's extra information in them, but in conjunction the two work very well together. So there are 8 full costumes in this book, and then the first half of the book is a lot of information about various money-saving techniques. So it's a good book if you're really looking to save money on your costumes. And everything is fairly simple, just basic sewing and the sewing costumes and fairly simple painting, things like that. So you don't need to be a sky-level cosplayer to use it. So do you think that's something you'd be interested in? It is. Okay, we'll put that over here in the to-go pile. You said wreath making. Now we do have a few different wreath making books. This one is called The Great Wreath Book, and this one has a lot of very fun wreaths in it. It's not just the typical dried flower grapevine wreaths that you've seen a million times everywhere. There's really some really creative wreaths in here, like, let me see if I can find a few. Let's see. Oh, yeah, like this one is a fun one. It's the Made in the USA wreath, so it's the red, white, and blue. And then there's some that, they make little figurines out of Play-Doh. Oh, like here we go, right here. Well, this one is technically a flower wreath. The roses on it are actually made out of salt dough, so it adds something entirely new to it. There's even a few wreaths in here made out of corn husks, which are dyed and turned into flowers, so that's something kind of fun. If you eat a lot of corn during the summer months, I'm sure that you end up with husks, and you can always make corn husk dolls out of them, or you could do like the well, here it is, there's a picture of it right here, the corn husk wreath, which was really creative. Just a bunch of really fun different wreaths in this book, and no matter what your skill level is, there's really one that you're going to find in here. So do you think that's something you'd be interested in? You do. Okay, well, we'll just stick that over here as well. Now this one here is more of the traditional kind of wreaths. There's a lot of flower wreaths in this book, mostly dried flowers, but there's different ones using wheat and fruits and things like that. So it's a little bit different than the other wreath book, but there are a lot of very nice wreaths in it to make. This one, I would say, is a little more advanced than the book I just showed you, because the wreaths are more variety, so there's more skill levels involved. These ones are a little more similar, so they do require a little more care in creating them. You think you're going to pass on that one? Okay, that's not a problem. There is one more book I'd like to show you, and this is Creative Nature Crafts, and I actually have a copy of this in my own home. It's one of my favorites, and it's well named because a lot of the projects in here are very creative. There's like pressed flower note cards, and there's these little fruits made out of seeds, and very interesting things like that. So it's got some really unique decorations in here, some things that you really wouldn't find anywhere else, and the photography that goes with this book is just top-notch. I mean, you pretty much want to make every project in this book just because the way they photograph that make them look so tempting. There's even one project in here that's they're just little wooden boxes painted with tea labels, but they're photographed on like the grayed barnwood base. With the way the lighting hits them, it's just very inviting, and I don't even really enjoy tea, but it's like I want to drink tea after looking at that picture. So the pictures in this book are really, really great. You think you're going to pass on it anyway because you have enough craft books? Okay, that's no problem. Well, so let's see. We've got the Treasury of Country Crafts, the Cosplaying When You're Broke, and the Great Wreath book. So shall I wrap those up for you, or do you have any other hobbies that you'd be interested in seeing books for? You think that's enough for today? Okay, well then why don't we just get these wrapped up and get you on your merry little reading way. Okay,